Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm going to go live. If you're not in the live yet, that's okay. Oh, let's see. The title of my live today is Girl versus Garden because my garden is a bit of a mess. Had a lot of life changes this past year. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds, see if somebody shows up. Anybody at all. Let's go back over here. New roses. New roses. Let's go look at some roses. Isn't that beautiful? This is a Miranda Lambert rose. This is the moringa springing back up. I like to come out and just take a little bit and eat. Do that every day. Good for you. That's rosemary with some bugs in it. Got a little burn from the cold, but it is bouncing back. You can see that it's growth down there. My yarrow is going to seed, which is actually wonderful. Another yarrow. Daylily. There's a cilantro. Cilantro. And another rose. And the moringa springing back. You can see right there. Oh, I thought I had one person in here. Oh, moringa. All right, just wait more people. Hey, hello, thank you for joining the live. Here is a container that I started back when I lived in that apartment, surrounded by these high weeds. I have some beets in here. This is purple basil and some thyme. This is thyme, which it looks really dried out. I just watered it, but it must be draining out fast. All right. But anyway, girl versus garden. This is all the hard work that I have to do. So I can't hear you if you don't type something in. Tell me who you are. Hello. I wanna I wanna say hello and thank you for joining the live. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. So the reason I called live stream Girl versus Garden is because I got a lot of work to do out here. A lot of work. And I am actually looking forward to doing all of that work. Um, I just need the time to get it done. And to be perfectly honest, as horrible as this situation is, actually work in the garden. And so I'm going to do that somewhat. I also do have work to do for school because we still have to teach those children. So what we're going to do is we're going to be making up work that they can do and practice at home. And hopefully that practice will help them to be successful. Hi, at home with Nessa. Thanks for coming to the live. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up button. I appreciate you. All right. Thanks so much for coming. I'm just showing this one garden bed, and this video is really about honesty, transparency, and You know, when you watch one of my videos and you see all the beautiful things that I post, yeah, I do try to leave out some of the mess. I'll be honest about that. Um, Here's some of it around the side of my house. My youngest daughter kept taking her closet doors off, so I just took the closet doors off for her and set them down out here. I need to throw them in the garbage now. Yeah, that's one of the things. But this is the homestead right here. And say hello to my neighbors. This is an area that I'd like to future develop at some point in the future. This area over here, this line right here is actually a trench to help divert water away from the house. I guess there's a low spot and the water just collects over here like a pond. So this is actually not a great spot for a pond. This area would be a great spot for a pond. So we need to kind of divert the water away a little bit. This spot over here is probably also a good spot for a older. They might want to put a house out here. It might be a good spot for that. All right. So my garden over here. All right. I'm just taking a look at some just give me a second. All right. Hey, Miss Full Roller. Thank you so much for coming to the live. I appreciate you. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh, good. I made you a mod. Okay, so the title of this original turtle. Hey, thank you so much for coming to my live. I really appreciate it. Hey, the Natural State Gardener and Homestead. Oh my goodness, yes, yes. Thank you very much. This is my farm. That's the street we live on. And all of this back here. Oh, Backyard Gardener raid. Thank you so much, Backyard Gardener. Thank you so much. Yes, all of this is our front yard area. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hello, Sister Sarah. I saw you. Thank you so much for coming to my live. Broadway Gardener, thank you for coming to the live. Thank you, Backyard Gardener, for raiding. I appreciate that. That's so much fun. Hello, Melanie. Hello, How to Garden. Thank you so much for coming to the live. I just wanted to share the hard work that it's going to take to get my garden up off of the ground. So I'm walking towards the back of my house. Hello, Angela Garden Sense. This is the back. Like, this is my house right here in the corner of the screen. And this is the backyard. There's my deck. These stairs I'm gonna donate to a friend of mine who asked if he has a friend who has a house that doesn't have steps. So they're gonna get those. The deck is almost done. Oh, Sacramento. Oh my goodness, that's a long ways away. Thank you so much for joining the live. So this is a big part of the work that I have to do. Right now back here, there's nothing. There's just nothing. And the goal was to get all of this turned into gardens. And last year we had our pigs running on this, and we don't have pigs anymore. So yeah, we do have a lot of space. We do not have pigs any longer. So we'll get pigs again probably about September and raise them over the winter. Yes, Ray Gardner, yes. We're in Northeast Florida, Zone 9A. And it's still, look, there's still a lot of sand. This wasn't all brought in from the construction of the house. Yes, it's 8 acres. Yes, our pigs were cute. There is a swamp back there, yes. But, you know, I try to stay out of that area. I kind of want to keep it zone 5 and keep it wild. But we don't have a garage. I did get a shipping container. We got a shipping container when we first moved into the house. And the shipping container is crowded, crammed to the gills. I cannot get anything else into it. So that means we just have to purge. We have to get rid of things. And I still have my electric net fencing that I used for the pigs. I also have this electric net fence that I used for overwhelmed. Yes. Yes. And it's not just the size of the garden that overwhelms me, honestly. It's kind of just doing it all on my own, and I don't have that person anymore to go to and say, hey, what do I do about this? And he says, do that. And I'm like, okay. You know, a lot of it is sand. A lot of it is sand. And that's just Florida. That's the nature of the state. And so I'm going to be on. And our neighbor has said seen an alligator, but I haven't. I'm not worried about it. I do have snake boots, though. But I've been gardening on and off since I was little. But I wanted to kind of show you some transparency of what happens when you get a little bit over. You need to put in the trash. Something that was rolled up to be put in the trash, but it got loose. This is an area where I had my compost right here. I'll show you that a little closer. But all of these poles right here were things that I was using as archways over my garden beds in the winter. And when winter's over, I just remove them. But look, it's just overgrown. It's just too much. So I want to get rid of all of it. And I started by just clearing out, getting all these buckets out of the way. My friend who saw alligators, he does live near a creek, and our property feeds the creek. So I'm not worried about it. You know, he catches a lot of them. Oh, At Home with Nessa is with me. At Home with Nessa is actually my daughter. So if you haven't gone to her page, go to her page. And you know, she's one of those kids. She's a great kid, very responsible, and she helps me to stay at peace with a lot of things that are going on in our life. So this is my transparency. I have to work on all of this. And this area is probably about 15 feet or less. These things are in the foreground are things I want to save. Yeah, she's in the house. No, there's not gators here like that. No, I'm not worried about it. This cardboard I was thinking about keeping just so I could kind of like lay it down in a sheet over some area. This plastic I had to cover a mound of compost, but It's kind of getting eaten away by just being outside. Um, these 2 buckets right here I'm going to keep. But let me walk you over to the compost. Right. It's kind of weird because, yeah, I was trying to make the title of the live Girls vs. Garden, but it was too long. So Girl vs. Garden. Anyway, this is my compost heap. Let me just step up on something so that you can see it. You can see down in there. We were throwing food down in there and it was awesome. I just made it with 4 pallets and I tied the pallets together with some paracord and I threw this netting over it so that, you know, like little animals wouldn't get in it and the leaves and the food would stay in it. It's a fantastic compost heap. It is just too close to the house. Look, and there's the garbage right there. It's too close. All right, Nessa. It's way too close to the house and we were getting issues with rodents and such. So I had to go on a not happy spree with the rodents. But anyway, let me just take a moment because it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with and I'm doing my best. And there are only a couple of situations in my life where I feel like my best is not enough. But I'm still going to continue to do my best. What I'm showing you guys right now is a garden bed that I planted some Ethiopian kale in at the end of last fall. It's going to seed. So it's all these beautiful blossoms and bees pollinating it. I would love to get these 2 beds prepped for whatever I want to grow next, but it's got pollinators and I don't want to interrupt them. So I'm going to let these 2 beds go for a little while longer. And I would harvest these leaves too, except usually when you harvest leaves from a plant that's gone to seed, the leaves are very bitter. And that's the case here. Unless you like the taste of bitter, like if you don't mind bitter melon, then that might be something that you'd be willing to do. Sorry, I just picked something up and I'm kind of like putting it where I can get it later. The goal is to gather up the garbage and get it out of here. So I just kind of wanted to show you what I'm dealing with and what I've started to do. Here's a borage plant growing up in the middle. By the way, I've heard that young borage leaves they make good toilet paper. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. All right, let's see. Yes. Oh, the grow tower. Yes. Okay, so the grow tower is really awesome. It actually spins. If you could see, it spins. So if your plants on this side are not getting enough sun, you can actually spin the plant, the tower, so that you get the water or the light on the other side. So yeah, these are awesome. I had strawberries in here, so you can see some of them starting to come back, but it's been dry. I need to come through and water it. This top part is supposed to have worms. You can throw worms and compost down in there and the worms will eat it. But I need to go ahead and kind of refresh the whole thing. All right. All right, at home with Nessa. Hi, Free Spirit. I hadn't seen you come in. Thank you so much for coming to the live. This plant right here, this is a fuzz raspberry. It's got thorns, so I try not to touch it. But you see how the leaves look like they're yellowing? I think got some type of vitamin or nutrient deficiency. I'm going to be adding to that. Here's the plant again. It found its way to the garden, just the ground in the garden, and it rooted right there where it touched the ground. And the leaves are not discolored as much. So obviously the ground here has something that the ground there doesn't have. So I need to go ahead and that. Um, this bed right here, one of the things that I did with this bed is I took the big canes from the okra plant. Oh my goodness, my okra plants last year. They were gigantic. So, and it was Silver Queen okra. And I promised myself I will never grow Silver Queen okra in the middle of a raised bed again. Don't do it, friends. Just don't do it. Um, but right here in this bed, I put the branches, the stems in the middle of the bed, and the plan is to cover this with more leaves. Collard green. This is about 2 years old. This collard green also planted when we first moved into the house. This is lemon mint that very invasive actually. I planted it in a container and I moved the container after a season and it still went and found its way. Smells delish though. An elephant garlic that I missed from my garlic harvest. And there's some more. See, this is more of the stuff that I need to clean up. So my goal is to come back after however days, however many weeks, and come back and show you like, okay, I've cleaned up some more. I've cleaned up some more. I've cleaned up some more. See, look, just need to pick this up. Look, just pick it up. Pick it up and walk away with it. Go put it someplace where it's supposed to be. Maybe I'll hang some flowers right here. I love hanging flowers from the middle of these arches. And look, there you go. You know, Angela's Garden Sense, that's something that I should do. Put myself on a calendar. I was watching Green Organic Love this morning. It can be overwhelming, and I'm finding that like it's easy for me to get overwhelmed. So I'm trying not to make it harder on myself. Putting myself on a schedule will actually really help with that. So this bed right here also has the canes from the okra plant and some compost and some manure that I had already in those buckets. I'm trying to one bed per week. I know I have 11 garden beds altogether. Um, so one bed a week, that's not bad. Do that. This bed right here is a bed that I had planned for a chicken coop. I'm gonna have a chicken tractor built. I don't know if you all are familiar with Justin Rhodes. Usually us in the homesteading community um, and some garden community as well are familiar with Justin Rhodes. So he has a rectangular garden, sorry, chicken tractor. Really wanted to have built and placed into the garden bed, clean up this garden bed. So goals right there. So I've actually in bed, and I don't know if you can see them right here. These popping up. All right, those are seeds that I've planted just so that I could have some greenery in the garden bed for the chickens to eat. See, even my pathways, my walkways, I need to come through with a weed whacker and kind of just cut it all down. Right here, this garden I want to have for the chickens as well. And you can see I've kind of planted in it. Chickens would have, I have tomatoes in here. Oh, buffering. Oh no. Okay. Am I buffering or were you buffering? Not sure. I have a pool over here. Potatoes think. But anyway, I don't think I'm going to be using pools this year. It was just too much to and everything else. And remember not pills. Um, but that's what I've got to deal with. Is P Smith here? Hi, P Smith. Oh goodness. I hope you can hear me. Um, but that's one of the other things that I'm working on. Let's go over here. Oops. This garden bed I have, here's another one here. Let me see that right there. There he is. So I put some cardboard down, oops, to try to control the weeds in this bed. It fast. Is there buffering? Maybe I'm doing too much here. All right, over here in this bed I had some seeds in it, but they didn't come up. So now I'm seeing pink celery. Y'all see that? All right. So let's go back this way. Oops. Thank you for telling me that I'm buffering. I wasn't sure if it was me or if it was just, you know, whomever was watching. Oh my goodness, strawberries. Look, guys. What a treat. Can y'all see that? Oh, that one got eaten by slugs. Compost heap. Yes, strawberries. I'm so excited to find those. I think it's like right on an anthill. Be careful where I put my hands. Look at that, guys. All right, let me get myself having a snack here. All right, Angela, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you. All right, let's see if I turn the camera on myself and I'll eat it. It's sweet. It's good. I'm a happy girl. All right. So this is one of the garden beds that I've cleaned up already. Thanks, Angela Garden Sense. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But I've top dressed this one with some compost, put some leaves in it. Actually would like to get more compost, but it's not in the budget right this second. But it'll happen, I guess. This one I also have finished. And this has got herbs in it. And one lonely cabbage right here. It's a survivor. And that is lemon balm. This is free. Thank you so much, sister. More lemon balm. And that's chocolate mint that I have them trying to keep drying out. So I need to get some water on it and cover it again. I need to cover it because the compost shouldn't just be out covered. So this walkway right here, I had already put some wood chips. You see how easy it is to pull up the weeds when you put wood chips. The weeds just come right out. Not afraid to be dirty. But this is one of the things that Lead Farmer had mentioned in his stream last year. I remember, you know, people were like, well, how much land do you need to be self-sufficient? Well, I pretty much am sure I got enough land to be self-sufficient. What I don't have is the hands that it's wonderful to have, but that's one more set of hands. I need plenty more than that. It's a lot of work to maintain a garden this big. And one of the joys of maintaining a garden this big is that it does boost to, it's my therapy. And I'm trying to walk away from the house again. I'm going to go back towards the house and show you what I've done so far. These two beds, they're done. I've pruned this rose because it looks like it was trying to die. I have, let's see, kind of moved these things over here that I wanted to keep. I still need to get rid of, I need to dive into, over here is all keep. It's all like buckets and plant. And this is a fig that I got from the big box store. All of these things are keep along here. Some of these things, like the big buckets, might be keep, but everything else has to go. It's just too much. Sorry to show you my garbage. I'm not surprised that I might lose some people, but it's my reality. When you're doing it and you're kind of homesteading on your own and you need hands to help, and there aren't that many hands to help. This is one of the reasons why I love where I live. I love this property. I could just come right out here and find. Do you see that? Those are blueberries. Those are blueberries. So just wait a few weeks. There'll be blueberries. Here are blueberry blossoms. Let me show you the blossoms. Hello. Hello, Namaganda Margaret. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's one of the things that I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm forward to having blueberries. I'm looking forward to harvesting. I need to harvest some of this and put it in my salad today. That's cut it and just threw it into the bed, kind of chop and drop. This bed also has aloe in it, rosemary, cilantro, and roses just to keep it beautiful. That's one of the most beautiful roses I've ever seen. It's just so lush. Let me kind of get a little closer to it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Isn't that lovely? So, yeah, this is one of the things that really gives me a lot of joy. Being out here in the garden, tooling around. Even the problems that I face in the garden are easier to face because I'm in the garden. And I found it at Walmart. I sure did. This is my moringa. I had chopped this moringa back. Here's two moringa trees right here and one on the other side. And I had chopped it back, and I chopped it pretty high. And I'm really thankful to see that it is coming back. This is a rosemary right here next to the aloe. And I think there's a daylily coming up under there too. And the daylily is bloomed on this side though of the garden bed. I just want to thank the 12 of you that I see that are still in the room. Thank you so much. Thank you, Original Turtle. This is one of the things that I really am so grateful for. I'm grateful that I still have the ability to stay here and fix it up. I really would like it to be a home for my girls and I, and a place that we can find peace. This is cactus. In the West Indies, we call it cassie. So I don't know if, I know Dan Organic Food Forest, I believe, is familiar with that. This is my cilantro. Yes, it's very peaceful. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. I really appreciate you. Yes, aloe is so good. This aloe has got a pup or two. You can see right here, down there, you can see this is the mama aloe and this is a pup. And there's actually two pups. Aloe is invasive. If you just let it go, it will take over. And I don't mind. That's not something that I mind that it would take over. The yarrow is starting to take over. If you look and see, I'm going to point with this stick right here. Here's some more yarrow popping up. There's more of it. I didn't plant those. They came up on their own. I'm happy about it though. That's good stuff. So here's some more yarrow that just popped up. I'm hoping the marigolds will kind of come because I had planted marigolds in this bed last year and a lot of them went to seed. So I'm hoping that some marigolds come back. This plant right here, I don't remember the name of it right here, but it is a plant that I was given by a friend, a water loving plant, and I don't remember the name of it. I'm so sorry. But yeah. Oh, okay. But it's like the front of my house, and I have to get these pallets away from here. Um, I was trying to start some tire garden, but I do not have enough compost to put in here. So I was going to start with just putting leaves in here. And so this one got most of the compost, and that's a rosemary and a mother-in-law's tongue in there. Mother-in-law's tongue is also very invasive, so I'm not planning on keeping that in there. Yes, aloe is awesome. Great for hair. Cactus is great for hair too. Um, yeah. So I think I was going to try to stay on for a few more minutes. All of the things I need too far from the house. This plowed area right here is where I'd like to start a market garden. You see, I have a lot of ambition, but it's time. Do I have time for that? Like, I teach full time, and I don't really have time for that. So I want pigs, and so of course we don't have pigs anymore. But you see all that green grass growing up in there? The last time we fed the pigs, that's what we fed them. We fed them. Um, you see how green it is? Yes, aloe at all. Like, it did not die back in our winter. So that's something to keep an eye on. Just make sure. One right here is a bridge because there's a trench that runs along this area of the drive. So um, this one is a bridge so that we can walk over the pigs, that area. But all of these other over here, I need to get those things up. This is just kind of strewn about. But, honestly, there's a lot of things strewn about. It's been a rough year, and I recognize that. I need to give myself a break in a lot of regards, but to get it together. And things just cannot remain always in a state of chaos and disorganization. So it's past time that I got myself together. I feel ready for that. Um, and to be willing to accept help to get it together. Because no way, if you ever have this much land, is a one person operation. Like what Lead Farmer said is that yes, you don't need this much land to live, be self-sufficient. You could have cows, you could grow an orchard, you'd have it all. But it's not a one person operation. Even Justin Rhodes has Rebecca in the kitchen. helps them all. They've got 4 kids who are, but they do it. They help because they're part of a family. They have neighbors that come over and help them. I'm still kind of waiting for that. I don't have that. I'm still in this position where I'm the wacky person that because you live in the city. I'm your wacky friend that moved out to the country, Greenbrier. You still there? I'm the wacky friend that moved out to the country. Green Brawler, I'm sorry. I'm the wacky friend of green brawlers who moved out to the country. Yes, I was subdivision people. I was born and bred in the city. So I already knew I didn't want to live in a city. But I love it out here. It's just a lot of work. And that pig enclosure, that area is probably, I'm going to put some type of greenhouse right there because the soil right there is just off the charts awesome. It was made lovely by raising pigs on it. This whole area, I raised pigs. So, yeah. Yes, if you get help accepted, people offer, but they're not specific. Like, I'll help you. Anything you need, just give me a call. Just come over. And it's like, well, be specific. Like, I need to be specific and say, hey, I need to get the plumbing in my toilet replaced. Like, if I buy the tools, can you come put it in for me? And then, it's really a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing to not to ask for help so much as um people's time is valuable, and I don't see myself as the type of person who um basically I'll get help but not um compensate a person. And to me, it's only right if they came to help you that you compensate them in some way. So um I've given people meat, I've given people money. Like, I sure don't have a whole lot of money, but I think it's really important to share what I do have. Um, and that's one of the things that I like when people come to visit. I'll give them chives. Those are chives in that second bed right there. I'll give them herbs. Um, I've always shared my food, especially with my parents. Um, yes, that's another thing. Like you said, allowing people into my space. Um, so I almost want to learn how to do a lot of those things myself. I have everything that I need to do them. I just don't have the know-how and the skill. So having someone to show me, hey, this is how to use the drill. This is how to use the saw. Yes, I know, I know. If I could find people that would just come and help me just for a thank you and a elbow bump because nobody's hugging anymore nowadays, I would take it. Elbow bump, thank you so much. I'd appreciate it. Those are the kind of things that's the kind of help I need right now. I really do. I wouldn't lie. If I had a second set of hands, this cleanup would probably be done by now. Or a third, maybe 3 people. But yeah, definitely 2 people. Captain Morgan, thank you so much for coming. Captain Morgan, when I saw your channel, I was like, yes, I definitely need to get into that channel. I need to sit and listen. So many things are so relatable. It's not relatable to have this much land for a lot of people, but it's definitely relatable to have a little garden. And even if you have 1 or 2 garden beds, what to do with them. If you don't have a 2-car garage, what do you do with all of your stuff? Do you collect your stuff? Don't collect stuff. That lesson learned. Don't collect stuff. I think if I had anything else to share with you guys, um, just that I'm making strides. I'm heading in the right direction. Yes, thank you so much for coming to the live stream, Captain Morgan. I really appreciate it. So if you get a chance to share the live stream, please do share the live stream. Share that it is really difficult to maintain a large garden, and this is a mess. I hate to keep going back over to it, um, but I try to pan away from it because it's just a little embarrassing for me. But it is a part of my reality. When I get off of the live stream with you, this is what I got to deal with. And if you guys don't see me that often in live streams, that's because this is what I got to deal with. I sometimes I got to, you got to set your technology down and get to work. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys coming to the live stream. I really do. Um, do you guys have any questions for me? Or I have questions. I have questions for you because I just asked if anybody had questions for me. But thank you, Sister Sarah. I mean, it's my reality, but I have questions about how to use things, like how to use tools and the things that I might need to set up a fence. I want to put a fence around my garden, and I eventually do want to fence in my property because it's not fenced. But those are the kind of things that I have questions about, how to use certain tools. And I have a, what do you call, T-post driver. So I know I can get T-posts. Um, yeah, my yard is way out of hand, and I had a lot of life events that happened that I would say kind of put me out of, I had to put this out of my mind. I put the garden out of my mind a little bit to focus on family, and that's why it got out of hand. Um, so I don't really talk about it all that much. I guess if you go back and watch there's a couple of them back there, but so we've had a lot of loss in our family. Hello, Pete's Little Homestead. How are you? Um, Thank you for coming to the live. And anybody else that I see spots, thank you for coming to the live. Zone 9A. And yeah, I'm here I'm basically I'm in a situation where um, anything that gets done on this property, you know, I have people who are willing to help, but they need to get paid. They're not helping for free, and I don't expect anybody to help me for free. So that's part of the reason why things aren't really getting done. Also, I work full time. Last week was my spring break. I'm a teacher, so spring break ended, but I have school is doing online learning, so we're getting together either packets or internet lessons for the kids to work on. I didn't see who that was. Miss Craft. Hey, Miss Craft. Oh, zones. Okay, Captain Morgan, that is like the Jacksonville area, North Florida, around Jacksonville. I'm doing well, Miss Craft. How are you? I'm so glad that you made it to the live. I appreciate you for coming. So I'm just going to show you guys my garden beds. Last year I used some pools. That's why those two blue pools are over there. And but these are my garden beds. I have 11 garden beds total. And I grew enough food last year. I still have food from last year, actually. So I think the last thing I'm going to do before I go is I'm going to take you to go see the food. And let's see if I can do that. Let's see how I'm going to do that. Let's see. All right, Just walk with me here. Walk, walk, walk. Walk around my vehicle. All right, there you go. All right, hold on a second. Let me see what you just said. I want to come and help. Oh my goodness. Yes, I told you I would love for you guys to come help. And that's one of the reasons why, listen, when Lead Farmer said, hey, you guys don't be trying to build this gigantic garden. It might be awesome to have a big garden, but it's a lot of work. All right, hold on a second. I'm going in. That's the view from my front door. Okay. Okay, hold on a second here. Welcome home. All right, so here's some of the food that I've grown. These pumpkins right here. Here's one. This big mama from last year. And some plates we have to keep the kids from creating lots of dishes to wash. All right. So these are some of the pumpkins that we still have from last year. I have 4 left. I have some in the freezer that's ready to cook. These are hard. You can hear that. Like they're not going anywhere. So I check them periodically to make sure that they're not spoiling. And that's really important because if the pumpkin starts to spoil, then, you know, you might be able to salvage some of it and cut off the good parts. But for the most part, once it starts, it's, you know, it's really a mess. So these pumpkins I started these seeds last May. Harvest or August or September. And they've been here just in my house this whole time. And they're still good. Like these little blemishes, that does not hurt the actual food. So people are talking about, do you have enough food? These are the kind of things like you can grow certain foods. When you grow leafy greens, then no, you have to eat those. If you grow zucchini, you have to either eat it or freeze it. I think you could dry it, but it's not really going to be the same after you rehydrate it, you know? This is something, these pumpkins, and I want to say like the variety of pumpkin that I would grow is maybe like a cheese pumpkin. Butternut squash is good for that. Acorn squash, winter squash that gets a hard skin on the outside. This is very hard. When you grow things like these, you can keep them, and it doesn't matter if you have electricity or not. It's better if you keep them in a cool room, but not, yes, you can make a puree out of them, okay? But this is what I'm talking about. Like when you process them, you're gonna need to put them, either can them or put them in the freezer. So as far as canning is concerned, if you cut it into chunks and can it like that, that would be fine. Or puree it, you can can it like that. But honestly, these are vegetables that keep for a long, long time. And it's been months and I'm ready to plant another garden bed with pumpkins. And I still have pumpkin left over from last year. Okay, so in my freezer now, I might say, okay, well, I have some of that green leafy vegetables and I have, you know, some of the pork from pigs that we raised. But honestly, do like Miss Cheryl from Cheryl's Organic Food Forest said, and just can it. If you can it, then it doesn't matter if the electricity goes out, your freezers are off because the cans are still going to be good. So that's one of the reasons why I do things like that. So I appreciate you guys coming into the live stream and staying with me for this time. I appreciate the thumbs up that you've given me. And I appreciate if you've gone to Backyard Gardeners, if you came from Backyard Gardener. If you're new to me and you haven't heard of Backyard Gardener, go back to her channel. Subscribe to her because she really got me on the road to really trying to grow and trying to make my channel really more informative and become a member of the community. Yes, root vegetables too, Miss Craft. You're absolutely right. Onions, potatoes, garlic, they fit. You can keep them for a long time. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming, Icy Spots. I want to make sure that I go back to your channel and I make sure that I go and look at your videos, and because I really believe we can learn from each other. One of the things that I did too was I got number 10 cans, and I heard that number 10 cans were kind of in high demand right now. But let me see if I can find one. No, I don't think so. Number 10 cans of milk. Let's see. It's my pantry. Number 10 cans of milk. See these number 10 cans back here? Get you some number 10 cans. This one has powdered milk. Some of them have onions. Some of them have beans. Yeah, that's like a whole can of dried beans. Like, get you some number 10 cans. Like, don't hold out. Buy tea. Look, just a whole box of black tea. Just, you know, when you see beans go on sale, buy the beans. Buy lentils. Just look at that. A whole bag of, sorry, northern beans. Like, so halfway used. You know what I'm saying? Just, those are the kind of things. Every time I go to Sam's, I just go and I pick some up. And, you know, when the money is right and when the time is right, you go and do those kind of things. But if you wait until something like this happens where, you know, suddenly there's food shortages because everybody's looking for the same thing, then it's going to be difficult to find them. So go get them when the getting is good. So I'm going to go ahead and end my live stream, guys. I appreciate you guys coming. Free Spirit, thank you so much for coming. Oh, okay, it's 4 a.m. there. Wow, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I'm gonna definitely come visit you. Because you know, I wasn't up at 4 a.m. So I appreciate you coming to mine at 4 a.m. That makes me feel good. Thank you, Miss Craft. I mean, I really am one of those people, I guess. I'm I do my thing, but I also listen to other people. And you cannot hear wisdom and not take it in. If you hear wisdom and don't take it in, then that's not wisdom on your part. Oh, Essayon's family, thank you so much for coming. I didn't even know you were here. I'm sorry I didn't see you come up in the live stream earlier. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming to my homestead and my little farm. But I'm going to go ahead and go. I don't know if does anybody know if someone else is doing a live stream right now that maybe we can raid them? I've never raided anybody, I don't think. But if you guys, if Miss Full Roller or Miss Melanie, is there anybody doing a live right now that you guys want to go check out, or Miss Green Organic Love? Thank you so much for coming, Green Organic Love. You really inspired me too. You get me going and making these videos something that's important to my life. Thank you, Free Spirit. You have a great day too. Thank you so much for coming. All right. Well, if there's nobody to go raid, I got raided and I appreciated that. I was going to pass it on and keep it going. But if there's nobody to go raid, then I'm going to go ahead and go and get off the live stream. I appreciate you guys for coming. Thank you so much. You all just remember to just grow something, anything, okay? New Orleans Gardener is going on at 2. Is she on now? Is New Orleans Gardener on now? Original Turtle, thank you. Bliss up. Stay safe. Elbow bump people. Stop kissing on people. If anybody knows the Backyard Gardener, if you can drop the link for whomever's live right now, we'll head over to them and I'll start seeing our numbers drop and know that you guys are heading over to someone new. Oh, Central Time. All right, Captain Morgan, thank you for coming. Take care. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. I guess I'll see you guys next time then. I'll try to be live again with an update on how the cleanup is going. Okay, she's not on yet. All right, well, we'll go check her out at 2 o'clock Central then. All right. You guys have a blessed day. Take care. Remember to just grow something. Thank you for coming to Four Horns Farm. Bye bye now. Bye.